What is up, everybody? It's Animac here for Anime Uproar, and welcome to my review of chapter 162 of the Boku no Hero manga. As always, spoilers will follow. If you enjoyed these reviews and want me to keep making more, be sure to leave a like to let me know. And if you're new to the channel and want to be notified every time I upload a new review, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. I honestly had no idea how they were gonna follow up on the previous chapter, knowing what happened to Sir Night-Eye, but this short chapter was quite good. A lot of important things happened. We learned that while Deku and the others were fighting Overhaul and the 8 Precepts, Gran Torino and Tsukauchi were in the mountains trying to hunt down Kurogiri. This confirms that even though they were focused on the 8 Precepts, the pro heroes and the police did not forget the League of Villains, and they were trying to catch up to them as well. As Gran Torino and the police track down Kurogiri, he tells them that he is looking for a certain ruffian. Apparently, All For One had foreseen the future, and he instructed Kurogiri to protect Shigaraki if anything happened to him. But according to Kurogiri, Shigaraki is not the only one that All For One was cultivating. This other that Kurogiri is looking for is supposed to be All For One's faithful servant that the League of Villains can rely on. And his name apparently is Giganto-machia. Now, Giganto-machia is the war that was fought between the gods of Olympus and the Titans, or the Giants, in Greek mythology. So it is safe to assume that this Giganto-machia villain is an incredibly powerful giant of some sort. And you can see from the one image that we did get that he is as tall as a tree, and he appears to have a giant electronic device around his neck. I don't know what this device is, but maybe it's a way for the League of Villains to control him somehow. I am wondering why Kurogiri calls this villain a ruffian. I'm wondering why he's wandering around the mountains, has this device around his neck. I'm starting to think that maybe he's not all there mentally, and when Kurogiri says that he is a servant of All For One, he might actually mean that he is a sort of Nomu type mindless servant. I'm also wondering if the device around his neck is some sort of tracking device, and he's essentially like a wild animal that needs to be tamed so that the villains can use them to their advantage. I am definitely looking forward to learning more about this villain. He looks very badass and extremely dangerous. Back in the city, the next morning, the police has been humiliated for letting Shigaraki get to Overhaul on their watch. And of course, the villains were able to steal the bullets and the serum, which is a huge blow to the police. In the hospital, Deku meets with Mirio, who has been asked to stay in the hospital for another day for observations. After how he looked in the last chapter, absolutely devastated by the death of Sir Night-Eye, we all expected to see Mirio still completely depressed and full of sorrow. However, surprisingly, Mirio seemed to be back to his old cheery and energetic self. Deku is obviously taken by surprise that after losing his quirk and his mentor Sir Night-Eye, Mirio is actually smiling. But Mirio says that that is exactly why he is smiling. Sir wanted him to smile and to go on to become an outstanding hero, and that is exactly what Mirio intends to do. Mirio also knows that if he has a glum face, then it will make Eri and other people that depend on him feel even worse, and that's not how a hero should be. A hero has to help others feel better. You really have to love and respect how strong and determined Mirio is. Definitely an incredible role model for the other students. Deku then goes into one of his customary self-doubting tantrums, saying how Mirio should have been the one to inherit One For All, and if he did, Sir would still be alive, and all this stuff. And while I'm reading this, I'm thinking, dude, Deku, you're a student who just defeated freaking Overhaul and saved the day. Chill out, will you? You did an exceptional job, you couldn't possibly have done more. And Mirio pretty much tells Deku the same thing, that he did great and he needs to relax. As these chapters go on, I'm really finding myself liking and respecting Mirio more and more. Definitely a great character. Mirio also mentions that if Eri learns to control her quirk, she might be able to restore his quirk by rewinding his body to the point before he lost it. But personally, I think that it will be a long time before Eri masters her quirk, and in my opinion, it is more likely that Mirio will restore his quirk by taking the serum that Overhaul created sometime in the future. Even though the League of Villains currently has this serum, so that makes things more complicated. The chapter ends with a glimpse of Bakugo and Todoroki going to their provisional license course, and I'm glad we finally get to see these guys again after so many chapters. Todoroki is one of my absolutely favorite characters, so I missed him a lot in these last few chapters, and I also think that he and Bakugo together could have done a lot of damage to the 8th precept, so it's a shame that they couldn't take part in the raid. At any rate, I'm looking forward to seeing these guys again in the coming chapters. Basically, where we're at now is that the League of Villains is clearly becoming the central threat once again. I am very curious to learn more about this Giganto-machia new villain. What is his deal? Is he able to control himself, or is he under the control of the villains? What is he going to do? What kind of role is he going to play? Also, what is Shigaraki going to do with the bullets, with the serum? Where is that part of the story going? I can't wait to find out. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of this chapter, where you think the story is going from here, what do you think of Mirio's incredible strength as a character, and also, are you happy to see Bakugo and Todoroki back in the game? If you enjoy these reviews and want me to make more, be sure to leave a like to let me know. And if you want to be notified every time I upload a new review, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. As always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.